Hello out there, how are you doing? Welcome back to book readings by Olawumi from my book Christ in My Thoughts. And the one I'm going to read today is on page 13, 14, and 15 of the book, and it's titled Camera Lens. Camera Lens. Now, this write up has just been in my mind for a couple of weeks, probably running into a month now, and it's just looking seeing in the news the loss of lives going on all over the world. Apart from COVID, people just dying for minor reasons, if I will call it that, and some unexplainable reasons. And each time I hear news like that, my mind just goes back to this write-up. And this write-up happened, it was an experience I had attended a conference, and during the conference, the worship service was so good, and I was just busy, worshiping God, in the expression of, dance, crying too. And I was on my knees with my face down, just enjoying God's presence. And when I finally got up, I realized there was a cameraman, no, a photographer right in front of me, and his camera lens was pointing directly at me. So my mind kind of did that somersault panic attack thing of, oh, did he just take my picture? Oh my goodness, is my picture going to end up on a website somewhere, on social media, on this and that? And my mind just started racing. I mean, from worshiping to worrying. And as I was just thinking about that, you know, I could hear the Spirit of God, it just dropped that question in my mind. It says, are you worried about a picture of what you could possibly look like in worship? What are you worried about? And then God followed up with the next question that really got me thinking. The question was, how about what you look like in the pictures I take of you daily? And that's a question for everyone listening to me. What do you look like in the pictures that God takes of you daily? God's camera lens, they are always with us, whether we're conscious of it or we are not conscious of it. His camera lens follows us around. Sometimes maybe you go through a red light when you've already seen it's a red light. Maybe you smiled at someone when really deep down within you, you're cursing them out in your mind. Maybe you do a good deed and we all feel it's a good deed, but deep down within you, you did not want to. God's camera lens captures all of that. And like I said, couple of weeks running into a month now of hearing about people that passed, that have gone to be with the Lord, and you can read the testimony that people have about them. And I know those are the things that God's camera lens has captured. But then I also ask myself, what about those things that nobody sees? What about the things that we do that God's camera lens is capturing and they're really not good stuff? So I encourage you today, in your daily life, when you wake up, before you go to bed, take an evaluation of your life. What have you done today? What have you achieved today? Everything that you've done or thought about today, how do they reflect before God? Everything, every picture that God has taken of you today, are you sure? Are you 100% sure that it meets God's, delight? Do they bring delight to Him? Or are they things that God will shake His head about and be like, my daughter, my son, why did you do that? And the God that we serve is a very merciful God. I like in the account of Job how he would make sacrifices on behalf of his children. Because he said, I don't know what they've been up to. Maybe they've done something wrong. Let me just make this sacrifice so they can be in right standing with God. So I leave you with this word. God's camera lens is all over the world. It follows us everywhere we go. Whether you belong to Jesus or not, His camera lens follows you. It captures everything that you do, that you say, that you think about, that you imagine. And another thing before I round up is that God's camera lens also captures the desires of our heart. It captures every tear that falls. It captures every worry, every every disappointment, every fearful moment. God's camera lens captures it. And as long as you're calling unto Him, you'll get the reward, you'll get a blessing, you'll get answers to those things that you've been waiting on God for. But most importantly, one day we're all going to answer. We're all going to stand before God, our Creator. And whatever question He's going to ask us that day, we can't hide anything because His camera lens captured it already. So I hope whatever God's camera lens is capturing concerning you will be things that will be of good report, that will be worthy of, acceptance before God. I end with that today. God bless you and thank you for watching. Bye for now.